Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. Happy Monday night. Man, this is going to be fun tonight. We have got some stuff going on. We got a cool giveaway going on tonight. Looking really forward to that. Man, I have been running 90 miles an hour today. What's going on where y'all are at? Number one, what's going on with the coronavirus? What's going on with the world, lockdown, everything? What's happening? And what's going on with your jobs? Is everybody working? Is everybody staying busy? What's happening out there? And I ask because, okay, first of all, I want to make sure you're good. Got everything. I thought, man, I think we were set right and things are looking good. But what's going on where you're at? I'm going to roll through some comments real quick. See if I can find out where I'm at. Got Adrian Miskell's in here. Good to see you. Freddie Diaz. Knight's Plumbing Repair. Dylan Kampf, how you doing? Fellow plumber in Springfield, Illinois. Good to have you in here. Mo, second-year apprentice from Colorado. Got to love that. Riley Walsh says, how do I enter? We've got links, and Will, if you're still in here, if you can put a link in there to the Gleam.io, there's a lot of different things you can do. And, man, it gives you more points, more this and that. But, man, it is pretty cool. 5 minutes and counting to your apprentice out of 130. Jim Brandt in here. Good to have you here. Master Mountain Gaming from Local 130. Saltine Cracker is in the house. Will already put the link in there. See, Will's all over it. I love that. So if you hadn't seen it, that's the link that Will put in there. It's a bit.ly link. That way we can see where it was clicked on from, things like that. And yes, you can still enter. Adrian Miskell's, excuse you. Saltine Cracker, 10 seconds. And man, I hope I jumped in here on time. Big Bear Plumbing says, howdy, how you doing? You Do It is in the house. Big John, how are we doing, brother? And me and you need, wrong button there. Me and you need to get together. See, like I said, we will begin. Had to look and see which one I hit. The cool thing is, Big John, we need to work on that video you talked about that tub drain. I don't know if you've done it yet or not. Now, we're working on some things around here that are going to be really, really cool. Can't tell anybody about everything going on, but, man, we got some changes coming, and it's going to be freaking cool. I'm looking so forward to this. So, Mitch, I got off and want to become a plumber. I got laid off and want to become a plumber. Got off, got laid off, whichever it is, that's great. Home Pros NYC, you got to love that. Crazy protests in New York. And I said, sorry, I thought you were the one who got laid off but wants to become a plumber. Man, there's crazy things going on everywhere. Dallas, we were in Austin this last weekend, my wife, Julie, and I. And let me see, I'm going to scroll down here and do this just because I know how to do it. Guys, there is the link right there. If you hadn't done it yet, man, jump over there real quick. Keep this up in one browser. Go over there, do some things. It'll give you more entries. So pretty cool deal. But, back to you, Home Pros NYC. Man, we were in Austin, and I had to go down there for a plumbing job. My sister has a house. She's renting out, and it's cool. We love it. But anyway, came back home. Didn't even watch the news last night, but came back home. And literally all the talk was about protesters. And I'm like, man, what is going on? And it blew my mind. I started to say I've never seen anything like that in Dallas, but that's not true. I have because, sorry, I'm looking at here. I'm fixing some things. I have seen some crazy things go on, but, man, number one. All lives matter, every one of us. And to me, it doesn't matter what color we are, but it's not right that we hate people just because of the color of their skins or that we do bad things. And look, I get just as upset about an officer doing what he did as I do a group of black people jumping on a white person or whatever the case may be. Too many officers, the knee on the throat. Guys, this stuff's got to quit. But we've got to quit looking at things as a color thing. And we've got to start looking at each other like, look, man, we're all humans. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all on the same planet to share and help each other and grow and get along. And man, this has just been crazy. I hate what the officer did. That is horrible. But the writing and all that, that's not going to help. We can draw attention to it a lot of different ways. And man, I'm just going to reach out and say, look, if there's anybody you know that needs help or has things going on, man, reach out and help somebody, because the world's crazy enough as it is. Let's try doing this thing together. Let's try helping each other. Barney Films 85 says, hi, just finishing up an outdoor sump pump line in 90-degree heat. Man, I remember one day climbing up in an attic where it was 100 degrees outside. I think I dropped about 20 pounds. And I was like just climbing up the ladder to get in there. So, I mean, I'm telling you, it was tough. Saltine Cracker, I'd like to know how you can sustain a new business with no loans and little money for investment. And that's a great one. And I really like this because it's not easy. Matter of fact, it's downright difficult. And I know because that's how we started out. We literally started out by, man, just sitting at home, and we decided to open a company. And I literally walked out of a job on Friday, was not happy, walked out, did not agree with ownership, management, any of that. And when I walked out, I literally, I had a company truck, computers, credit cards, phones. I called Julie and said, hey, do me a favor, grab the Jeep and come get me. And she said, this doesn't sound good. I said, no, this is great. But the good thing is, Saltine Cracker, look, start getting things in place prior to, meaning have your phone number, have your website, have your DBA, have all your licensing, your insurance, everything in place, and then start doing just a little bit of advertising, a little word of mouth, maybe getting out and handing out business card to local real estate agents. There's a lot of different things you can do, but man, get out and do it. Get out and visit and say hello and do whatever it takes. That's how you start. Freddie Diaz is still in quarantine, still waiting to be dispatched to a company. Light looting and protests here in San Diego. And man, Freddie, brother, San Diego is the last place that I was before the quarantine. I was actually in San Diego at the beginning of March and was there for about 3 days. Actually, I was there about 4 days. Love it there. And when I was there at the beginning of March, people were starting to, hey, look, let's just elbow bump, let's knuckle bump, let's do something like that. Let's don't hug. Let's don't shake hands. Let's don't do this and let's don't do that. So it was kind of crazy. So anyway, man, I hope things get better everywhere for all of us, because we're all in this together. Good evening, Roger. Love your vids, sewer and drain tech from Chicago. Well, number one, Mike, welcome from Chicago. I've actually got people that, man, were on here last week that are wanting to get into plumbing in Chicago. So you might mention who you work for or whatnot. One of my real good friends and mentors, Bob, man, his name just escaped me. Melko, Robert Melko, used to work for Bishop Plumbing in Chicago. Great guy, ran a wonderful company. But man, he understood plumbing. He understood how to take care of customers, and it was a really good deal. Neat guy. So thank you. Glad to have you here. Andrew Enoch, boss, I like your teaching so much. I tell you what, we're having fun. We have fun doing this, but what we're working on, and I've told a lot of you before, we've got the free mini course where we talk about plumbing, where we teach people the differences in plumbing. Is there residential, commercial, service, new construction, union, non-union, industrial? There's a lot of different things going on. And the neat thing about it is, and that little mini course at least gives you a little clear direction as to which way you want to go. But we're also putting together a plumbing course to actually teach people plumbing. And we've been working on it. There's a link to it in there. But we shot a video last week on teaching people how to solder and how to do plumbing math and how to read a tape measure. And it's the very basics. And then after we finish the very basics, then we're going to start getting into advanced plumbing or just standard plumbing. These are the things you need to know: how to pull and reset a toilet, how to rebuild a tank, how to do this, how to do that. And then we're going to get into advanced stuff. slab leak detection, sewer isolation, a lot of things that a lot of plumbers can really make a lot of money on. So anyway, those are the things that we're working on and working towards. So look, the thing is, Andy, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you like it. We are working on bigger and better things, and we really hope it helps people. Big John says, I would like to get your time, 10 minutes, where you record and I record, replace the drain, and have a question. It would be a great opportunity. Absolutely, brother. I love that. Deontay Richardson says, if I win the leak detection kit, I'll be able to hear rat pee in cotton. And you'll be able to hear that. You'll be able to hear mice farting in the walls. I mean, you can hear things that you would not believe. Renee Juarez says, local 100. Renee Taliban, how are you? Good to have you in here. Time for some water. Make sure we hydrate. Home Pros NYC says, exactly, we all bleed. Man, here's the thing. We all bleed the same color. We need to learn to help each other and support each other. And look, let's not put knees in each other's throats or try to kill each other. That is crazy. Saltine Cracker says, I agree we should not have groups based on color. It's far easier to conquer a nation when the people are divided. Roger, I'm a fan of your YouTube videos. Tyler Foster, glad to hear that. And that's what it's all about, what we do on YouTube. I'm going to reach over here and see if I can turn this thing off. Don't like that, but got the answer that I wanted. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to make it where it doesn't bug me. And I'm sure y'all can hear it. So anyway, here we go. Tyler, man, I'm glad you do. Brother, we love making videos. We're having a good time at this. Don't know if y'all see it. It may pop up here in just a minute. We hit 40,000 subscribers. Gosh, I know it says yesterday morning. We actually hit it late Saturday night, probably about 10 o'clock. That's when I got the notification on my phone. 40,000 subscribers, 2.5 million views we hit just a few days ago. Man, things are going really, really good. We are loving this. Ricardo Esquivel says, I want to start a commercial plumber apprentice in Dallas with little to no experience and have applied with many merchant contractors, but I never heard back from anybody. What should I do? Ricardo, what I would do is, and I've got videos about this, what I would probably do is I would look at joining the union. Go down there, talk to them, see about getting your paperwork turned in, because they teach commercial. I'm a residential service plumber. We don't do hardly any commercial at all. But the thing is, the union doesn't teach people to do what we do. So it really hurts me, but there's not a lot that, and I could tell you, find the big commercial jobs that are going on, find out who's doing the plumbing on them, go apply there. There's some good open shop companies. There's some good union companies. And the truth is, you'll be able to learn at either one of them. Hampus Anderson, welcome from Finland again. Great to have you back. I'm glad you're here. And, man, looking forward to having some fun. Let me see here. Yes, here we go. Freddie Diaz says, did I win? Nobody's won yet, but it's on the way. Hello, Knights Plumbing Repair, Dylan Kampf, Springfield, Illinois. Man, tell me these are not the ones I just went through. Yeah, man, good. I get to move over again. I love this. See, I am trying to figure this thing out, but, man, I tell you what, we're getting better. Let me find out where I was. I know I'm getting close. Home Pros NYC, sorry, have to run. A call came in. Take care all and be safe. And you be safe out there. I know it's crazy. Take care of yourself. Mitch Goss says, all this time, in particular, with the CV full of desk jobs, would you recommend applying to open shops, going through unions, or going to vocational school? The answer, to be honest, is yes, yes, and yes. I'd really recommend all three. I'd start with, check with the union just because it depends on when they're accepting applications. Then apply to the open shops. Get out and find an open shop that is doing a lot of work. You drive down the road and you see a big tall building and it says on the side, who's doing the plumbing. You jump in and say, hey, look, I want to apply for a job here. And that's a great way to do it. Then the last one is, look, if they don't hire you because you don't have experience, then you go through and say, okay, look, I want to learn plumbing. And that's where the trade school can come in. And it's funny because I was talking to my apprentices this morning, and it's like, the problem is, and I'm just going to talk about, the local here in Dallas. They don't teach residential service plumbing, which is what I am, a residential service plumbing company. So I can't just call them and say, hey, I need 3 plumbers. They don't have it. They don't teach it. They don't have it. The guys don't know it. It's tough on me. Now, the problem is I'm still paying for education and training and all this on all my guys, and they're not teaching them things that really help me. So that part's kind of tough. But I believe in a training program. And the reason I'm union is I believe in the insurance. I believe in the education, even though it's not really helping my guys. It'll help them understand plumbing, but not the things that we do every single day. So it does make it kind of tough. But the last thing would be vocational school. If they're not hiring you because you don't have any experience, which some people are that way, I would rather get somebody with no experience and train them. But if that's why they're not hiring you wherever you're located, you may want to do that. You may want to go get some experience, go get the vocational training and say, look, I at least understand plumbing now, but those are the kind of things that we're putting the classes together for. I don't know what it costs to go to vocational school, but man, it's not real cheap. And the thing is, we're putting together online classes to teach people a lot of those same things. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Mike Erickson says Roto-Rooter. Mike, is that where you're at, or is that where somebody should go apply? Just asking. Hampus, good to see you in here. Deontay Richardson says, still waiting for my interview here in Ohio with my local union. Still on hold with the virus, but so happy that I have that to look forward to. Deontay, number one, are you staying in touch with them? Are they still pushing to bring apprentices in? Are they saying, hey, look, let us finish this year. We'll do interviews later. We're still starting a class in August or September. What have you heard from them? And I'm just curious because I don't get to hear all the scuttlebutt going on, so I really don't know. Big Bear Plumbing says, what is the journeyman to apprentice ratio in Texas? If you're talking union, there's no ratio. It used to be 1-to-1. Whenever Local 100 voted to change that, they literally just said, look, we're going to vote the ratio away. What they should have done is they should have voted, okay, instead of 1-to-1, we're going to do 2-to-1. That way you can have twice as many apprentices as journeymen. They literally made it go away, so a foreman can literally have 25 apprentices on the job and 1 journeyman. As long as they're all in sight, as long as they are all close enough that they can say, I'm directly supervising them or directly overseeing their work, that's all they've got to worry about. So it's kind of crazy. Now, and I just looked up and saw Montana's is 3 journeymen to 1 apprentice. Here's my problem with that. I would rather see 3 apprentices to 1 journeyman. And here's why. More plumbers are getting older. We are getting older and older and older, and there's going to be a lot of us retiring. I would rather see more young people getting into the trade, because out of that 1 apprentice that those 3 journeymen are training, probably only half of them are going to make it through. What I'd rather see here is I'd rather see 3 apprentices per journeyman, because then if half of them make it through, that's 1.5 apprentices every year that make it onto the next level. And that helps us grow. So lots of different ways to look at it. But I say, here's part of what's wrong with the union. And nothing bad against the union, but man, we need to be in growth mode. There are so many people in the United States that want to get into the trades and want to grow and want to do things, that to me, we should really be, man, slamming them doors wide open and letting people in that want to learn the trade, that want to learn to grow, that want to learn to do it the right way. And to me, that could be huge. So anyway, there's my little rant. I'll hop down. And I love it because Freddie Diaz says California is still 1-to-1. Now, I understand why we went the way we did in Texas when we did. The reason being is we couldn't get enough people on the job. And you can't just run out and go grab plumbers. They're not there. They're not standing on the street corner looking for a job. So the big thing is, what we did is said, look, we're going to allow more apprentices to come in, which, don't get me wrong, I like it, but I don't like it that it's unlimited. And guys, when I say unlimited, I can literally walk into a job with 100 apprentices on the floor, and if I'm there, I can teach them all plumbing and they can work. I think that things should be a little bit different, but it is what it is, and it's what we voted in. So, man, we live with it. We run with it. I at least like it that way because we are getting more people into the trades. We are getting more people trying to get into the union, trying to become plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, HVAC techs, whatever it is. And to me, man, that's huge. I think that's great. Saltine Cracker says, I'd rather see young Americans fill those instead of foreigners on visas. And, the union fights for that here in Dallas. I remember they were building a bridge, and they called down and wanted some welders, and they said, well, y'all are too high. So they brought some people over from Italy or somebody, and they're like, hey, guys, look, we got people here to fill those jobs. Why are you bringing these people in on visas? And they wouldn't let them work. And it was the city of Dallas or somebody. It's like, hey, guys, look, sorry, but we have welders unemployed and y'all are bringing people in from other countries. We're not doing it. So very proud of the city of Dallas for that. It's been a while, but it's a cool deal. Deontay Richardson says, I've been checking with them every other week. They're still going to have the apprenticeship and interviews as soon as they hear something. That's what the apprenticeship program manager told me. And Deontay, tell me again where you are. I think you said you were in Ohio. I went up to Cleveland. No, where'd I go to? Cincinnati. I went up there for a mentorship group. They were putting in a system that we hadn't installed here in Dallas, and I was quality control manager, and we were going on a job to do this. So we had to learn some things about it. It was really, really cool. To answer your question about what company in Chicago I'm a drain and sewer tech at. Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, okay, Mike. Now I get it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I basically rod main lines and sink floor drains, pay as part commission. Like if I sell a dig or a water restoration, good for you. My boss doesn't put you in their apprenticeship till 1 year of sewer drain to see if we're serious. And you know what? I got to tell you, I like that. It's a good way to do it. And the only reason I say that is, like you said, man, if you're serious about it, you're going to hang around. It's going to be a cool deal. And once you hang around for that year, I know, hey, he's all in. He's interested. He wants to do this, and he's going to be here. Because if you can clean drains for a year, man, you're in. You're like, hey, look, I've done the bad stuff. I've done the tough part. It's like they used to do. They used to put plumbers on, or apprentices and helpers on shovels. Your job was to dig. If we ain't got anything to dig, just pick a spot in the ground, dig a hole. It didn't matter. And it wasn't really quite that bad, but that's really what it was. So it's kind of tough. But if they made that, it works, and that's a good thing. So I see we have Miss Amber Mendoza in here rocking the orange. Absolutely. Thank you for all your hard work you do to get this awesome information out. Amber, you are phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate you showing up in here. And I'm glad you like my orange shirt. I have fun with this one. And people laugh at me all the time. And I had somebody the other day post on Facebook because Julie and I were down in Austin. We took some pictures, and I just had a tank top on. And somebody posted, says, oh my gosh, I've never seen you in in a non-branded shirt. And I do. I wear these most of the time, and it's a pretty cool deal. Neat thing about it is, look, people recognize these shirts. They recognize the back. They recognize the front. And it works. I go to some of the biggest marketing conferences in the world, and people see my shirts. They know who I am. They come up and talk to me. They want to take pictures. They want to take pictures of me. They want to take pictures of my shirt. Whatever it is, it's really cool. And I tell you what, we love what we're doing. We're having fun. And as you can see, it's been great for our YouTube channel. So man, thank y'all for all the support. I promise you, we love what we're doing and we're having fun. The Duck Brothers says, Jared from Duck Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Wake up every day ready to plumb. Never thought when I started out I'd make this a career and open a business and enjoy it so much. Man, I got to tell you, I love that. I love the attitude because here's what works. If you find a job you love, you're going to be excited about it. And I do. I still love getting up in the mornings. I get excited about coming into work. I thoroughly enjoy what I do. And the cool thing about it is it's fun. And people tell me all the time, like, plumbing could never be fun. You're just making that up. It's just something you say. But man, I'm telling you, I love what I do. And my apprentices and I, we've talked about it. It's like, look, we're in a great spot because we have the opportunity to help people. But we're also in a job that, man, making up our mind and trying to decide what to do, trying to solve problems and figure it out. I went to a house today that was really cool because the house makes a noise whenever you turn on and off water sometimes. And the lady could not figure it out. She's had other people out. So it's been very, very interesting. Neat thing about it was I'm not there, but about maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm already telling her, look, here's the problem. And I gave her options because it could be more than one thing, but it's either a solenoid valve on a washing machine leaking through, it's water line hoses to the washing machine, or the valves. And I told them, look, if you change out the hoses first, let's see what that does. Then we can go from there. I always try to give people options, and I love that idea. So anyway, it was really neat. But, man, the thing is, I love what I do. I got to go in and diagnose a problem that they said, look, other people hadn't been able to figure out what it is. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. So let me jump back over here real quick. Duck Brother says, Roger, love your podcast. They keep me motivated. You know, we're working on doing an actual podcast. The YouTube videos, man, I'm glad y'all love them. We're having fun with it because the podcast we're talking about doing, we're going to video so we can put them in here because I'm wanting to interview other people and talk to them. But I'm telling you, and man, I appreciate you because we love what we're doing. And like I just said a while ago, guys, look, this is great. Saltine Cracker says your stash is your brand, your trademark. And it is. Julie told me that just the other day. She said, you know, you can't shave. You can't grow a beard. You can't shave your mustache. You're kind of stuck with what you have. And thank God she likes it. But it's funny because when I go to social media marketing events, that's what other people say. They're like, you know Roger because of his stash. You know who he is. And it doesn't matter where I'm at, what I jump in on, what I jump out on. People do know who I am. They know where I'm at. They know what's going on. They see me. And, man, when you wear a bright-ass orange shirt like this, people really see you and you show up. Cliffy Wine says, always appreciate your videos. I don't have any particular questions. Cliffy Wine Kenobi, brother, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Julie's right. I can't do that. So, those of y'all that don't know, man, almost lost it. Those of y'all that don't know, we are giving away this cool little plumbing kit a little bit later. This is the Leaktronics Plumber's Leak Detection Kit. And I got to tell you, this is my favorite leak detection equipment. And it is, and it's different reasons, but I think my favorite thing about it is the deck plate. Now, Darren has designed some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. And the fun thing about it, yeah, Will's right. Contest ends at 5 o'clock. You still have time. You got 30 minutes to click on the link that we'll put in here earlier and jump over there. Okay, sorry, Jules. Anyway, I won't eat cough drops or won't chew them. Sorry about that. Man, Leaktronics makes some of the best equipment. And here's what I love about it. Getting to talk to Darren and understanding why he does what he does. And he started out in pool equipment. And there's 2 adapters that you can buy to this, and they're actually called pool mics. And these are microphones that you can actually drop underwater. And once you take the course and you learn how to listen for leaks in a swimming pool, it will blow your mind, because I'm telling you, this stuff is phenomenal. And what I love most about it is he gives you the equipment. You've got the soft-sided plate to listen to, mice fart in the wall, or rats pee on cotton, whichever way you want to do it. You've got the deck plate. You've got the attachment to hook up to the probe, which I've got the probe down here too. And I'm not going to bring everything up here tonight, but it's all powered by the LT1000, and the LT1000 is fantastic because you've got your power. You can get the sense level. You've got the filter to filter out high noises, low noises, certain things like that. The mute button, your volume, your sensitivity level. I mean, all kinds of different things. But here's what's neat, and here's why I reached out to Darren to ask him if we could do this, is number one, look, I went to Calabasas, California, and took the training on this. And number one, Darren's phenomenal. He's a neat guy. He knows what he's talking about, and he built this for swimming pools. And he built it based on the fact that water and the noises that it makes, man, it's huge. And if you can get a microphone right next to it, it almost screams. And the cool thing about that is if you can do that, you take that same equipment, you build a deck plate and put it above it, and you can listen for those same noises. So I love this. The way that it works is phenomenal. And, we've got a link in here. We're doing a giveaway on Gleam.io. That way nobody can complain and say we didn't do anything right, we didn't do anything fair. Literally here in 30, 45 minutes, what I will do is share my screen with you. I will jump over and we'll hit pick a winner, and it'll spit somebody's name out. So if y'all hadn't done it yet, and I'm going to see if I can go back and find that link and post it back up there, because I'm sure that I can. May take me just a second, but I know I can. There it is right there. So I'm going to go back with it. There is the link right there. Oh, look at him. Will did it before I could even get to it. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe he did. Anyway, guys, this is a great kit. And it's neat that Darren gave it to us to give away. He has done a lot for our industry, for the swimming pool industry. But, I mean, think about it. As a plumber, what if you could start doing swimming pool leak detection? What if as a plumber you could start doing your own leak detection? And I know so many plumbers and plumbing companies that don't do their own. They hire other people. But then the problem with that is plumbing companies here that used to do leak detection, you'd call them, they'd go out, they'd go do leak detection. And the people are like, well, you're a plumber. What would you charge to fix this? Well, they'd always give them a lower price. So they were literally stealing work from the plumbing companies that hired them. So my thing is, why? Why call other tradespeople in to work on something that you can very easily learn to do? So that's what we did. And that's what we're giving away. So, man, I think it's great. And I want to see, man, I lost something. I'll come to right here. What kind of jeans do you wear while working? And Deontay, man, that is a great question. And I know I can't stand up on a stool and show you or anything like that, but we've had that talk before in the live streams. First of all, everybody else tell me, what kind of jeans do y'all wear? And, is it Levi? Is it Wrangler? Is it Huskies? Is it Kirkland's? What brand of jeans is it you wear? And if you know the style, tell me what style too. And I ask for a reason, because I pretty much have always worn the same thing until just lately. And just lately, what I've done It's tried something new. It's made by the same company, but it is something different. And yes, Carhartt is popular in Texas. And it's funny because during the wintertime, when I was working out at the airport, and some of y'all have heard my stories, when it's under 30 degrees or under 0 degrees, whatever it gets down to, I would wear the Carhartt flannel line jeans. And I got to tell you, man, life does not get any better when it's freezing outside and you've got flannel line Carhartts on. So it's actually pretty cool. So Deontay, I'll get back to that one in a minute. I want to see what everybody else is wearing. I love it. Super J, what's up, Roger? Grilling some steaks and listening to your show. Well, man, thank you so much. Hope you have something cold to drink with that steak. I'm drinking ice water. Gotta love it. David Cesare says, good luck, Deontay, out in the Bay Area. We wear coveralls, R28 coveralls. I used to love my coveralls too. The Liberty, the green that you get at Tractor Supply, man, talk about comfortable and looking good. I like it. Freddie Diaz says, I hope I win. Man, somebody's going to win tonight. And that's for dadgum sure. Peter Field says, cool videos. Thanks. Peter, man, this is what we do, man. I love making these videos. I love teaching people about plumbing. I love talking plumbing. And it's funny because that's why we started doing the live. We were literally like, look, people have questions. People want to be able to ask you questions about plumbing. And it's like, okay, what's the best way to do that? Well, we got in here, started building a studio for videos. Will's like, hey, look, we can live stream from in here. We can build a better computer. We can get a podcast board, a mixer board, microphones. We can do all this. And a lot of it we were doing for the studio anyway. So it was like, you know what then? Let's set up and do it. And I'll tell you what, it's been cool. So Peter Field, thank you so much. David Cesare says, I wear Wranglers under the coveralls. Got it. Freddie says, thanks, Darren. Darren over at Laketronics, brother, thank you very much. We all do appreciate it. Super J says Dickies. Joe Bologna says Carhartt. Bass outdoor pants. They're sold at Costco. I like that. I actually used to have a pair of Bass boots. Man, one of my favorite pair of boots of all time. Julie, when you get home, will you clean out the attic upstairs? I'd like to find those, see if I still have them. Because unfortunately, I normally don't throw stuff away. Ask Julie, she'll tell you. I wear Carhartt double fronts. Got the knee pad inserts. I love that. Helps a lot with concrete floors. You know what, Zachary? That's cool because I'm not big on knee pads. I've got them. I very seldom go to the truck and grab them, which is sad because, of course, I've got knee problems. But I like that. I love the fact that they got a place for the knee pad inserts. Now, this is good. Barney Films 85 says, I wear the Duluth Trading Company. Now, here's my thing. I was actually in Austin this last weekend, pulling into town. I saw a Duluth store and told Julie, said, look, I want to go in there. Now, we left early Sunday morning. Nothing was open, so we didn't. But, man, I want to get in there and check them out and see what they got. Freddie Diaz says GH Bass and Company. David, sorry, we all appreciate you. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. It's good to have y'all in here because I love talking plumbing. I know you can't tell. I know you think I just, have something going by that I read and does all that. But here's the deal. I enjoy this. And to be able to get up here and help y'all and talk to y'all, talk about plumbing, answer questions, things like that. Guys, look, I've got 40 years of experience. I've been doing this a long time. And I still love it. Scooby HD. Hey, bud, great videos. Quick question. Does the AHJ in your area have you install carbon monoxide detectors if the work is permitted in your area of Texas? Also, Levi's and Dickies button-up shirt. No, they don't. Carbon monoxide detectors, I have never had to install one on a job, and we permit all the work that we're supposed to, everything. So it keeps us out of trouble. So, no, I have not. Jacob Davis says, yo, Roger, you have a go-to torch you use? If so, what? I've actually got two. And actually, it's funny. We just got through doing a video, so I've actually got them right here. I've got my little Presto light, but I've also got a turbo torch. And I've got all the tips for both of them. But it depends on where I'm soldering and what I'm soldering as to which one I use. If I'm soldering in a tight area where I want to control my flame, I'll go my Presto light. But if I need a lot of heat, I'll go my turbo torch. If I'm just soldering in a wide open area, a lot of times I'll go my turbo torch just to get through it faster. And man, I love them both. And I like them because I can use the same regulator, same hoses. I just swap the handles and the tips to make it go that way. And I've got like a 50-foot hose. I don't think I got a 25-foot hose. And I love that because if I'm doing a slab leak, I can literally set my torch up on the side, drop my hose down and carry it up under the house, and I don't have to carry that bottle all the way under. So that's what I like. I don't like the little, and I know it's not MAP gas, I don't like the little MAP gas type tanks. You can't crank the volume down. You can turn your flame down on the torch, but the problem is it gets too hot and burns up that tip like it does on the turbo torch, and that will mess one up. So no thanks. Julie says, that'll take a week, but I'll get right on it. I love that, honey. Thank you. David Cesare says, this is a great outlet for plumbers. Our wives are sick of hearing about it. And you know what? Mine is too. She just jumps in here to keep an eye on me. But luckily, she does keep an eye on me. And, you know, the good thing is, and especially when she's in here, guys, a lot of times that's when it's good to ask office questions, back of the house questions, budgeting, software, things like that, finances. Julie handles all that. Thank God. I'm a plumber. I never knew about accounting and billing and stuff like that. Had to learn about it as we got started, but luckily Julie jumped in. Julie took everything over, and man, it's been fantastic. So I get it that our wives don't like talking about it and don't like hearing it and all that. But at the end of the day, it's great to have them in it. It's great to have them involved. You get another set of eyes on it. And man, it's fantastic. I love the fact that Julie's there to see it, to ask me questions, to second guess me, to oversee me, and also sometimes to tell me, no, you can't spend that money. So kind of interesting. So my jeans. I actually wear Wrangler. And Julie's probably been laughing while we talk about this because when she first came to my house before we got married and walked in, saw my closet, she literally looked down and I probably had, I'm going to say 50 pair of Wranglers and starched. I starched my Wranglers extra heavy. They can literally stand up in the corner by themselves for 3 weeks straight through a tornado and they won't bend or break or nothing. Chris Buck, try typing that in. I don't know that I can jump up in over here and click on the link to see if it works or not. Let me see if I can copy it and paste it and stick it in there and see. Maybe try that. See if that'll help any. Don't know that it will. It's got my name in it because I copied Will's, but I don't know if you can copy that and paste it and try that and see if that'll work or not. Is anybody else having problems with the link, just out of curiosity? Yeah, and Davis, sorry, is right. Paperwork is a plumber's kryptonite, man. It kills us. And not just that, it's not just the paperwork, man. It's everything involved with it. It's sitting down, filling out the estimates, the invoices, the this and the that. Speaking of Ember Mendoza, if you're in here, did we get that estimate sent for the water heater? Just curious. I'm like you. Look, I'm so busy with everything else. It is hard. And it's hard to remember to keep up with everything. Hey, I just went and looked at this. I got to remember to send the estimate. Hey, I just looked at this. I got to remember to do that. And it takes a team. And Julie said it right down there. It takes both of us to stay on track. We become each other's accountability partners and each other's checks and balance system to say, hey, look, did we do this? Did we do this? Where are we at? And make things happen. So, man, I promise we try hard, but it takes all of us. Let's see here. How was your first year in the union? I know you had prior experience with open shop, and that's a good question. Deontay, here's what I'll tell you is, my first year in the union was great. I came in, I was a journeyman. Luckily for me, I learned from some great plumbers. And what I learned from them is to always be professional, always do it right, always put it in plumb, square, and true, always do your very best. So when I came in to the union, it was good because they couldn't complain about my work because I did do things right. I did do things nice, neat, and square. I showed up to work on time. I didn't leave early. I cleaned up my area. I was always dressed good. And man, that's a big benefit. It helps a lot. And it helped me. So, to come in and do things right, to come in the union from an open shop is hard. Everybody, calls you a rat. You're no good because you didn't learn through the union way. You didn't go through the program, so you apparently don't know what you're doing. But I got in and showed them that I did. And that part about it, man, made it pretty good for me. So I love it. Chris Buck says, I pulled it from Instagram. Man, you might try and check again. You might try looking over at Facebook. I know I've put it in here. Will's put it in here. You might try cutting and pasting it and see if that works. Because, man, so far this is the only time I've heard anybody say that it wasn't working. Okay, now, Julie, not heavy starch like they did in the 80s, super heavy starch like we do now. They did not have super glue starch in the 80s, not like I use nowadays anyway. And David, you're right, brother. Those are my two-stepping jeans. And when I go dancing, that's exactly what I have on. Barney Films 85 says, always have knee side inside the pants. Duluth Ultimate Flex with their neoprene knee pads. It's not for everyone, but having them in there all the time is great. Mascot Houston with knee pads. Now, I got to tell you, I think knee pads are phenomenal. I wish that I'd have started wearing them a long time ago on a regular basis because I definitely know I've got knee problems. And part of my problem is I've been down on my knees doing plumbing. I remember the first time I pulled up a bucket and started sitting on a bucket. And I'm really lucky because, one of the journeymen complained that I was on a bucket. I was in a union. I'll tell you how bad it was back then. I'll go ahead and tell on myself. I used to have a hard hat, and it's kind of had the bill in the front, not in the back. And in the back of the hard hat, I used to have an armband Walkman that had a clip, so you could clip it on this strap on your arm. Well, I took that little clip that it strapped onto, screwed that onto my hard hat. Then I clipped the radio on it and took just the little earphones that go right in your ear, wrapped them around it. So when I'd get up there to work, I'd have my hard hat on. I'd undo my headphones a little bit, roll them up over my ear, stick them in my ear, turn on the radio, sit on a bucket, and work. And it's funny because one of these journeymen came up to the superintendent one day, complained about it. Luckily, we were in his office, not in front of everybody, but complained about it. So he looked at the other guy and he says, look, I'll tell you what, when you start putting in as much work as Roger and it's done right, you can sit on a bucket and listen to a radio too. And I don't mean that bad towards anybody. And I'd never mention a guy's name or anything, but man, I'm telling you, I worked my tail off and I always try to put things in right and stay busy. And, part of the union deal is, look, give us 8 hours work for 8 hours pay. Well, my thing is, I wanted to give them 10 hours work. I always wanted to go above and beyond and do things better. Man, I don't know if I hit that button too quick or not, but excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. You use borax on those Wranglers. That's funny. Do you still use paperwork, or is everything done electronics now, or a combo of both? It's a good question, Saltine Cracker. It's It's a combination of both, but most things are electronics. We use whatever the accounting thing is online. Julie can tell you. We use an invoicing system that's fantastic. It communicates with our accounting system and QuickBooks. It communicates with it, so it's great, and it keeps us right where we want to be. The guys, here's the thing: you can spend a lot of money on a lot of software, but if it makes your life easier, it's worth it. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of software out there that isn't worth it. So make sure you do homework and study and find out. Peter Fields says, great advice on going mobile for your own business. You know what? Number one, to start a business is hard to do. But to try to get mobile, to try to make things easier, to try to make things better, we worked out of our garage at the house for probably the first year and a half, God, maybe even 2 years. But that's what it took to start out. Now we've been doing this for probably about 3 years, maybe 4 years. And we're always looking at growth. What can we do to get better? So, man, any advice that I have, guys, I freely share. I want to teach people how to learn, how to grow, how to start their own company, all kinds of things. But there's a lot of things too that it takes too long to teach everybody one-on-one. That's why we're looking at how can we build courses to help a lot of people. That's what we're trying to do. Freddie Diaz says, what benefits do you have being a service and repair company, but a union shop at the same time? Pros and cons versus just being an open shop service and repair company. The only real benefits that I have, and like I said, my union doesn't teach service, so that they don't help me much. They don't send me any people, unless they get a good apprentice in that says he really wants to learn service. I really just don't think my union likes me. They don't like my attitude, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But my thing is, I pay membership dues, and I'm deserving of the things that should come with that. So I get frustrated sometimes. But the neat thing about it is, to me, and the reason I wanted to be union, and Julie doesn't like it, and I don't mean that wrong. She does like it. She doesn't necessarily like the union because she sees the predicament they've got us in. But the thing is, I joined the union because I want what's best for my employees. And with the training, with the pension, with the pay, with the insurance, I think that's the best thing. And I tell people all the time, look, if you're getting in the union, if you're getting into the trades, man, the union's a great way to go. But if you want to open your own company, don't be union, because the union does not help you. The union does not do anything for you, really. And when I say that, don't get me wrong, they do some things, but I think my union could really help me a lot, and they just don't do it. So it is what it is. Scooby HD says, thanks for answering. Not going to fight against my local inspectors or AHJ. Just thought it was odd that they make us install them now. It's been killing us on estimates, having to add this in. And man, I completely agree. I'd definitely go to them and ask them why. So kind of interesting. Paperwork is necessary. Amen. I like this one here too. Listen to your journeyman. Most of the time he's telling you something he knows it by a mistake he made in the past. He either knows it by a mistake he made or a way that he learned. And that's a good way to look at it. Is I remember at one point when I was in the field every day, a lot of times I would catch myself doing something and I would think back as to which journeyman taught me how to do that. And look, I'm very proud of actually all the journeymen that I worked with, from the very first one all the way through to the last ones that I worked with, because I learned from all of them. And some of them, it may be you learned what not to do. Some of them, it may be you learned how to do what you do the way you do it. And guys, that's a big deal. So anyway, it's a good way to look at it. Always listen to your journeyman. And Will says, we're doing a giveaway in about 10 minutes, and he is about right. Actually, he put that up about 6 minutes ago because it's about 4 minutes away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to another page here in a minute. I'm going to hit pick a winner. And then we're going to start talking about things that we're going to do in the future, because we got some other stuff coming up. Pretty cool. Chris Buck says, I wouldn't pull it from the comments. Couldn't. Try typing it in. Came up as an error. However, I Googled Roger Wakefield giveaway and found the Instagram page. clicked on the link and it worked. And Chris, there's a lot of things you can do in there to get more points, more chances, more options. Don't know what all you did, but brother, man, good. I'm glad you found it. Thank you so much. Kevin Drake Fitness says, I love plumbing, but one thing I don't like is digging. Basis in the heat on a regular basis. What other areas of plumbing can I pursue and still get my journeyman license? There's a lot of them. And like my thing, Kevin, is I always ask people, do you want to do residential or commercial, service or new construction? And at that point, the union or non-union doesn't matter. You're going to do it either way. There's a lot of different things about plumbing. And Kevin, if you hadn't gone in and taken my mini course, go take it, just because it'll ask you those type questions and it'll explain some things to you and ask you why. A lot of companies don't do a lot of digging. I've got dig crews that I use because I don't want my guys working that long, that hard just to dig a hole and get to a point to fix it. I'd rather let them go do a plumbing job. I can bring a dig crew in and get it knocked out. So I look at it a completely different way, and I love that. Saltine Cracker says, when I began apprenticing, I started at minimum wage. I pretty much did too. My first plumbing job was about, I think I was supposed to ask for $4.25 an hour, and I think that's what minimum wage was. I think I asked for $4.75 and I got it because I thought, wow, I hadn't even got started plumbing. I already got a 50-cent raise. So big bucks, baby, big bucks. Julie put in another link there. Try that, see if that works. Question for you and others. What's the great rule of thumb for markup on material? And Super J, it's really funny because it's going to be different based on the value of material. A lot cheaper price, people mark up 1-to-1. If it's $1 fitting, you charge $2. If it's a $2 fitting, you charge $4. As things get more expensive, you can't do that. You can't buy $1,000 filtration system and turn around and sell it for $10,000. But I know some people that do. But that's a lot labor. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of groups out there that teach you how to run a company, that teach you how to set your pricing, that teach you, how to bid jobs, how to estimate jobs, how to do budgets, how to do everything in the world. I'm a member of one. There's a lot of them out there. Find those groups, sign up in those, and learn. If you really want to run a company and learn to do it right, that's a good way to do it. All right, we got just a couple of minutes here. I'm going to jump over it here in just a minute. I want to scroll through here yet. Julia, it's hard for small contracting. Union's great for large contractors. Amen. Some plumbers prefer commercial construction. Others like residential. Aaron R. said, I just watched your video on how to solder. Can you show how you attached the all-thread rod to your table? Was just curious. Man, I built this table, and look, I love that. Aaron, to me, that's cool because I love it. I built the table out of 2-inch screw pipe, so I've actually got some clamp rings on here with 3/8 rod. I can literally bend the rod up here, tighten down my nut, and I don't know if you can see it over there. I guess you can't because of that. And I've actually loosened up the rod, so it's trying to drop down. But I've got all thread rod down here attached to the leg below. And actually, I have to turn it that way it'll stay. And tighten that one up. I can bring that one up. I can put a piece of copper here. I can change this to where I can do different sizes. So that's how we do that. And now you've seen behind the curtain at the Wizard of Oz. Kind of interesting. I will pull that back down, get that out of the way because we are going to jump over and do something pretty cool. So guys, as you know, we've been working with Leaktronics to give away the plumber's kit and the plumber's leak detection kit. I'm telling you, I love this thing. I think Darren has done a great job putting it together. I love the box on this one. I've got an older one. I don't even have one that's cool, and that's just me being 100% completely honest with you. This has got the deck plate. If you go over to the Gleam IO, it tells you exactly what all's in there. And what I'm going to do right now is, number one, has everybody got in and got everything signed up, clicked on, done, ready to go? It looks like we're probably okay. I'm going to click over here and make sure. So I should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over to this page right here. And it says there's one prize left. It says the contest. It should say over or done or finished or whatever. And we do not automatically connect winners. So we're going to hit right here. I'm going to click back over to here just a second. Is everybody ready for this? If y'all are ready for this, everybody who's in here, say yes. I've got almost 40 people in here. I want to see like 40 yeses, 40 thumbs up, yada, yada, yada. Let me know, are we ready to do this thing? Because I'm fixing to give away a cool $3,000 leak detection kit. And I know it's not exactly $3,000. This is sponsored by Leaktronics. If y'all hadn't gone to Leaktronics, number one, you should have because you got points for it. So, man, this is really going to be cool. So, now that it is after 5 o'clock, and we said that we were going to do that at 5 o'clock today, we're going to pick a winner. And I think all I have to do is hit draw, and it's drawing. And it went through, and it says the winner is, heck, I don't know. Where did I see it? Chris Buck. Looky there. Chris Buck is the winner tonight. You have got to love that. And the neat thing is we got Chris Buck in here. So that is pretty cool. Where did it go? Look at Chris Buck. Congratulations, brother. Man, I'm happy for you. That's neat. It's neat that you won. It's neat that you're in here. Man, Chris Buck, that's a good deal. So, Chris, tell me where you are, what you do. Do you do leak detection now? Do you know anything about it? Man, that's pretty cool. I'm excited for you. Where you at? What company do you work for? What do you do? What kind of things you got going on? Do you do leak detection? Have you wanted to do leak detection? Or did you? I think somebody's out there trying to steal my Jeep. Hold on just a second, just in case. I know, Chris, you thought I bailed just because I didn't want to give it away, and I'm joking. No, somebody was out there. There's another car going off. So anyway, man, here's the deal. This is a moneymaker, and I love it because this is something that can completely change your business. Because to me, it's if you're in plumbing and you want to do leak detection, you can also do swimming pool leak detection. You can buy a couple of water mics, underwater mics. It's fantastic. And I love the fact how easy it is to use. I love the fact that you get the whole kit. I mean, he's got some great stuff in it. He doesn't give you everything that you need for the pools, but you get the probe, you get the deck plate, you get the soft plate for the wall. So many cool things. And of course, you get the LT1000. Chris Buck's got a smiley face. You gotta love it. Adrian Miskell says, what rhymes with Buck? Luck. That was easy. That's pretty good. The cool thing is, I'm glad that everybody got to sign up in this. Feel free to give the giveaway to me. I love that, Doug. The neat thing is, look, guys, we're going to do other giveaways. I'm working with some other companies that I'm talking to. Ghostface, no face. No, he told me just keep it. He said, Roger, look, man, I love watching your videos. Keep it and make another video with it. So it's pretty cool. Number one, thanks again to Leaktronics. Darren has done fantastic stuff. We love what he's doing over there, and it's really cool. His product is amazing. not just for plumbers, but for swimming pools too. So like I say, guys, if there's ever anything that you want to do to grow your business, this is a great investment in you. And I jumped out and took that step a few years back. And I've got to tell you, that is what I love about our business is we've got areas that we specialize in that not a lot of other plumbers do. So think about that as you are growing in these trades, growing in the career, growing and doing all the different things that you want to do. Man, you can do whatever you want to do in this trade. And sometimes it's tools, sometimes it's equipment, sometimes it's just knowledge. What are you willing to learn? What are you willing to invest in? And what are you willing to do to grow your business? Because this is the kind of things it does. And a lot of congratulations there. Love that. Absolutely, Chris. We've got your email address. We'll send that, get the information from you. And man, that's pretty cool. Las Vegas Salad 93 says he's not even a plumber. Well, man, he doesn't have to be. He's a leak detection specialist now. He's got the tools for it. Or he can be a specialist, whatever he wants to do. Luck of the Buck, congrats. Congratulations, Chris. Chris said, I can have it. We cool like that? Told you, man, he told me, no, it's mine. Everybody, buy everybody, tacos are ready. I love it. Bring me some. Mitch Goss says, thanks for doing giveaways, tutorials, and all your other videos. So glad I found your channel and looking forward to your content as I start to get into the trade. Mitch, that's great. Tell me this. You say as you start to get into the trade, how are you getting into the trade? Have you already looked at getting into the trade? What career path are you looking at? What options are out there? And just let me know. I'm curious. Chris says, I'm a truck driver right now, but I'm looking to get into plumbing in the next few weeks. Fixing to fill out an application for Mr. Reuter in Crossville, Tennessee. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Freddie says, wow. And Ghostface No Face is not even a plumber, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn once, Holiday Express once. And man, I mean, it's like me. I'm going to tell y'all something that'll change your life is, you know, I just save 15% on Geico. Not really, but yeah. And that's it. Julie, you're right. Chris Buck, now you can tell them you have the coolest leak detection equipment. And man, I love that. It's, isn't it great to be able to walk into a job and say, look, I've got, you know, a $3,000 toolkit. And the cool thing about it is, man, it's good equipment. And if you learn to use it and learn to use it right, it can literally set you apart from a lot of other people. So I think it's fantastic. And like I said, look, down here in Texas, you don't have to be licensed to do leak detection. You can start a leak detection company and not even be a licensed plumber. So that's what's neat about this, especially swimming pools. You contact Darren, contact Leaktronics, and everybody, y'all, if y'all would, you know, go over to Leaktronics YouTube page or go to their Facebook page and say, hey, thanks for doing that for Roger Wakefield's channel. We appreciate it. Darren may want to do this again because I'm telling you, he's a great guy. He's got some great product. Just take a minute and go by and say, hey, thank you very much. I know I will. Chris, I hope you do too. But man, if everybody just jump over on one of his videos or one of his pages, and not his videos on YouTube, he has comments turned off. Go to his Facebook page at Leaktronics and just say, hey man, look, just watch Roger's giveaway. Thank you so much. That's pretty cool. Something like that. Darren is fantastic. And hopefully he sees enough from this, enough movement, enough information, enough attention that he says, hey, you know what? We can do that again. Because that's, to me, is actually pretty cool. I like this one here. Scooby HD says, Roger, have you ever tried smoke tests on sewer leaks? And how do you feel about them if you have? And absolutely. Here's the deal. Smoke tests are great. I love them. If they're done right, it's phenomenal. A lot of people don't know anything about them. I actually used to do them in commercial buildings. So I've studied them. I'm good at them. I understand them. I know the purpose, the safety things to do, the notifications that have to be done. There's a lot of different things, but I love them because if you've got a leak, they can show you where it is. And to me, That's huge. Mitch Goss says, I'd like to get into residential. Just started putting in apps and talking to local shops. Mitch, I like that. And here's why I ask. One thing I talk about, and I don't remember if it's in my free mini course or just one of my videos, but if you want to get into plumbing, go apply at, turn on the TV. Are there any plumbing companies advertising in your area that they do residential service plumbing? And if that's what you want to do, go in, contact them, say, hey man, look, I saw your ad on TV. I want to come to work for y'all. I like what you say. I like what you're talking about. And then do it. The other thing would be, if you're wanting to do residential construction, drive by the homes in like the high cost areas, the high end areas, uptown, upscale areas, stuff like that. The reason being, then you can go to work for a custom home builder, not just track homes, not where you're just throwing it in. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, but I love working on custom homes. You get to do things different. You get to try things maybe a lot of other plumbers don't get to do. So to me, it is really pretty cool. Freddie Diaz says, bro, can I borrow the kit until you learn the trade? You're going to get some good offers, Mr. Buck. Just telling you, brother, you got a cool kit there. I hope you enjoy it. Ghostface No Say says, actually in HVAC, but I have nothing but respect for plumbers and all the trades. Keep them alive. You know what? And I love that you put it that way, because people ask me all the time, because, I talk trash against electricians, against HVAC techs, against roofers, against carpenters. But you know what, man? I love everybody. Here's the deal. We all got to work together. We all got to build a building or keep it safe or do whatever we do. Look, we love talking trash against each other, but at the end of the day, man, we're all tradesmen. We're all brothers and sisters. And you know what? Go back to a comment about earlier. Look, we don't care what color each other is. We're brothers. We're sisters. We have a job to do. And I love that. The neat thing about it is, look, if we all support each other, we all help each other, and we all try to make each other's lives better, it's going to be great. If we get on a job and start jacking each other over, it's not going to be good. It creates stress and tension that, man, on a job site, it's just not worth it. I am actually going to shut down just a little bit early tonight. I have had fun. Number one, again, special thanks to Leaktronics. And if y'all have not, and I don't know if I can do it here, but Leaktronics, if y'all hadn't done it, and that's not a link, so don't try to click on it. But man, when you get out of here, jump over on a Leaktronics, go to their Facebook page, go to their website, send them a message, and just say, hey, I appreciate it. Because I promise you, Darren's a great guy, and he believes in the trades. And if y'all would just take a minute out to tell him thank you, I would appreciate it. I want to say thanks to Big John, Julie, William, Amber, Grayson, everybody who jumped in tonight. I do appreciate everything that y'all do for us. But those guys jumped in as moderators. I love the fact that they help take care of everything. I want to say congratulations to Chris Buck. Man, that's a cool deal. That is starting off the trades with an amazing tool in your toolbox. And to me, that's what it's all about. So, man, I really hope that Peter Field, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Guys, I love y'all and love having y'all in here. And it's so cool because, look, this is a great group. We talk about plumbing. We talk about what kind of jeans we wear, which, like I said, Wrangler is the very best. That's what I wear. And guys, most of my new shirts, the bright colors, those are all Wrangler too. Those are George Strait specials. The only reason being is I haven't convinced them to make the Roger Wakefield special yet, but I promise you I am working on it. It's pretty cool. Scooby HD, brother, thank you, sir. Man, guys, here's the deal. We do this every Monday at 4:00. Normally I stay till about 5:30. My throat's starting to bother me, and Julie says I can't eat any more cough drops on the air. I'm drinking cold water, but I'm about to get down to the bottom of it. So the thing is, I'm going to cut out a little bit early, go home and have a wonderful evening with my wife. That would be Julie, same one. Again, thanks to Will and Grayson helping me put all this together, doing everything that they do. Thanks to Julie and Amber for keeping me in line and also keeping this boat moving in the right direction. It's tough, it's hard, and sometimes I'm just a pain, and I get it. So anyway, guys, thank y'all very much for being here. Please come back next week. We're going to start doing this all again, and I'm going to see if I can get another product to give away. Looking forward to this. This has been fun. I hope y'all love it as much as we do. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up, share it, tell people about it, let people know what you think. And if you hadn't done it yet, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it very much. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.